What's a habit you thought was normal until you learned the truth? My mom started buying groceries for 8 people, but there's only 3 of us living here. I didn't think it was normal, but I didn't expect it to go this far. Tuesday cart, 2 gallons of milk, 4 loaves of bread, 10 pounds of ground beef, family size everything. Mom unloading it all while Dad and I exchanged looks. This was week 3 of mega shopping. Our credit card statements looked insane. $400, $500 grocery runs for 3 people who usually spent $150 a week. We need to talk about the food budget, Dad tried one night. It's fine. I'm using my bonus money. Mom kept cooking, making portions for 12. She'd always been a meal prepper, but this was extreme. Lasagnas that could feed armies, vats of chili, dozens of frozen burritos. Our freezer was so packed, we bought a second one for the garage. Mom, what's going on? I finally asked. Nothing. Can't I cook for my family? We're not the Duggars. Why are you making 8 portions of everything? She turned away. Leftovers are good. You'll appreciate them when you're in college. I was a junior in high school. The weirdest part was the timing. Every Sunday, she'd pack up specific meals in bags, label them with dates. Then, Monday morning, they'd be gone from the fridge. Where'd the meatloaf go? I asked one Monday. Your dad took it to work, but Dad worked from home. And he'd been complaining about the missing meatloaf too. I started paying attention. Mom would leave for errands every Monday at 6 a.m., way before stores opened. She'd come back with empty cooler bags. Load up again the next week. Dad noticed too. Following your mother isn't healthy, he warned when he caught me watching out the window. Aren't you curious? I trust her. Should you? But I was 17 and nosy. Next Monday, I followed her. She drove across town to a neighborhood I didn't recognize. Older apartments, tired-looking buildings. She parked and opened her trunk, full of those meal bags. First stop, apartment 12B. A woman answered, 3 kids behind her. Mom handed over 2 bags, hugged the woman, left quickly. Next, 18C, an elderly man with an oxygen tank. 1 bag, a longer conversation. Then, 24A, teenage boy, maybe my age. He took 3 bags, said something that made Mom cry, and hug him. Last stop, the manager's office. She handed him a check. I drove home before she saw me, head spinning, questions burning. That night at dinner, I broke. Who lives at Rosewood Apartments? Mom's fork froze halfway to her mouth. Dad looked between us. How do you know about Rosewood? Mom asked quietly. I followed you. I'm sorry, but the food, the money, I needed to know. She set down her fork. They're families from my work. Mom was an HR manager at a distribution center. Good job, decent pay, not social worker territory. I don't understand. 3 months ago, we had layoffs. Corporate decision. I had to tell 40 people they were losing their jobs. Her voice cracked. Good people. Hard workers. Some had been there 20 years. That's not your fault, Dad said gently. I know that, but knowing doesn't help when you're handing tissues to a single mom who just lost her health insurance, or watching a 60-year-old man realize he can't retire now. So you're feeding them? 4 families. The ones who haven't found work yet. The ones with kids or health issues. She wiped her eyes. That check was for the Hendersons' rent. They were getting evicted. With what money? Dad asked, alarmed. My 401k loan, and my bonus, and some savings. Jesus, Carol, how much? Enough, they argued then. About boundaries, about enabling, about our own financial security. Valid points on both sides, but I kept thinking about that teenage boy who'd made her cry. The argument deflated after that. Dad ran the numbers, set a budget for Mom's project. I started helping with Sunday cooking. We met the families eventually. One was laid off after the company moved their department overseas. The other family went through medical bankruptcy after their daughter's cancer treatment. Maria and her 3 kids working 3 part-time jobs with no benefits. Tyler from 24A, aged out of foster care, raising his sister alone at 19. But you can't feed everyone who's struggling, but I can feed 4 families, and maybe that's enough.